Let's take a look at what's been going on with Mr. Liver King and why he went full like Joe Rogan.
Good morning.
Or went after Joe Rogan, sorry.
From the vibration plate of the greatest state in the world, Austin, Texas. Texas is the state, just to be clear. Bags under my eyes, haven't slept a whole lot. And it's been an amazing gift. When you fracture the physical, don't sleep, don't eat much, drink much. You go deeper into
okay,
something
so
else.
his eyes
maybe
are
express something
okay.
else.
So
Something else. Ask me what the password is to Wi-Fi. I can't wait to share.
So I think he permanently.
So, good morning,
fucked up his
primals. What I'm doing,
pupils.
do it with me. Get the early morning sun through the eyes on the face on the skin. Get the bare feet connected, anchored, grounded into the earth. About to go do that with the pops right down.
Man, he's like an
down
Alex
there.
Jones.
That's where the Dobermans go to play
goes
down
off
there at the
on, like,
water.
the randomest
They like to do a stick
fucking
champion
rant.
game. That's what we're about to do, and we're gonna go somewhere today here in Austin. If anybody knows where Seth Rogen's the other version of him that rhymes with blow. If anyone knows where its family's going to be today, if you could let my team know so that we can stay within 200 yards, not close to them, to stay away from them. Oh, please, actually, I redact that. Don't do anything to their family.
What the fuck?
If we go somewhere unbeknownst to us today, if anyone who's around us can alert us that there might be anyone with the last name Rogan around, then I'll happily go the other 200 yards. This thing will help me.
Oh, that's why. I was all like, did he pit? What is on the floor right there?
Bounces, jiggles like that. Making my ankle strong for that. What do you call that one? The heel
What the
hook one.
fuck is on the what?
Making it real strong for that one. The bone's getting bigger. So that's what's going down today. And then we're going to go to the Capitol at 7 p.m. every day. We'll be at the Capitol where they make laws. Rogan versus Liver King. Yeah. I don't know if you might know who I am. You might not. It doesn't really matter the name, but it's Liver King. I'm picking a fight.
I'm picking a fight.
Who's it with? Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
And
do you mean
what's
Joe
it for?
Rogan?
Family. It's for family. Joe Rogan is from California.
You said Seth Rogen.
I'm from Texas. Grew up on military bases.
What the
Born
fuck?
on one.
Yeah, at this
Then
point,
Texas,
this dude
really
is
my whole
like
life.
cracked out, but
Really
he's
my whole
not.
life. It's where I'm from. My mom was born here too. From Texas. I'm a Texan. Welcome to Texas. We're friendly, but we do things different here. You're about to find out how different.
Yeah, I can see.
King time.
Yeah, What the fuck? I hope he returns to us one day. Liver King the White. Holy yeah, Liver King had a family too, right? So it's like, I don't... Psychotic episode while pounding methylene blue. Oh yeah, why was his... Yeah, I noticed that, yeah, why was his mouth blue? Or whatever. Well, during that one scene. Wait, was it blue? Oh, even Joe Rogan posted something.
Sort of gives you a new disposition. And some guy, he thought if you just put him in jail, have the Violent Crimes Division, have them
Wait, is that
come arrest him
Wait, is that
for a terroristic threat.
Is that what made his mouth blue?
The whole time that terroristic threat you thought was a bomb or something inside that box was actually a present back for you and your mothership colleagues for having my wife and me in mothership that I've held on to for a while, just looking for the right time to give it to you. So the terroristic threat
What the
that
fuck
was
is he
reduced
talking
to
about?
I actually don't want to say any details nor any names. That's how you get ready for a fight. And you thought the videos would stop, but they will never stop because, you know, when you fight out of a principle, you got an infinite amount of venom. And then we'll hug and unite. Not before, because
Dude, what is on?
I gave you that chance. You didn't want to do it. I'll still invite you to do it after. We don't have to hug after. But at some point, you have to capitulate something. Something.
What the
And
fuck
real
is he
tension,
on?
real fight. Can you believe it?
What the shit?
Restraining orders and stuff like that. Well, all the no laws will be broken. I can assure you of that. No details.
Well, I mean, whatever
will
he's
be
taking, that
spoken
was
either.
like whatever he took was
Somebody
like
knows his
steroids
way
or
around
something.
some things, and I invite you to tune in. There's free Wi-Fi all week. Ask me what the password is.
Oh,
for the
yeah!
free Wi-Fi. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
his mouth is blue now because of that.
But at some point, not before, because wrists be broke. Some before. And then give you that,
It's hard
at
to
some
tell,
point
but
they'll
I'm
fight.
pretty sure his
Can you
mouth
believe
turned
it?
blue after that.
Laws will be broken. I can assure you of that. No details.
It's
will be
hard to
spoken
it's hard
either.
to tell from this angle
Somebody
and
knows
the
his
camera
way
and the
around some
lighting.
things, and I invite you to. There's
Oh,
you
no.
to tune
Okay.
in.
I saw some
There's
of his teeth.
a
No, they're
week.
white.
Free, free Wi-Fi. There's either. Somebody knows his way around. I can assure you of that. No details will be spoken either. Somebody knows his way around some things, and I invite you to tune in.
Yeah, no, it's hard to. Yeah, right there. I don't know if someone did that on purpose or what. Like photoshopped it and put teeth blue. What was that? Blue scorpion? Pain and inflammation relief. Blue scorpion venom. What the fuck? What is that? This was back in Liver King steroid use. I love to see a loyal, most wise and public guy. I look for every opportunity. Husband, oh. Well, I mean, he has a family. He has a kid, I'm pretty sure, too. So it's like, yeah, it's a little weird for him to go unhinged like this. Oh yeah, this is
I'm
him
gonna make
cracked
a
out.
quick video to weigh myself right now. In case you didn't know, I take shits on the ground. This is where I lay in the shower. I lay it on the ground. That's my enema bucket. That's my enema bucket right there.
What?
And that's what I'm about to do. Is I'm gonna try and get a shit worked out. But I'm gonna weigh myself so that it's official.
Is he talking about?
It's official. Here's what I weigh. Here we go. What's that weight say? Can y'all see it? Wow, it weighed more than what I thought. It looks like about 192. Official weigh-in. Liver King, 192. Yeah.
Is he
I've been
getting
shaving.
ready
These
for
are my
Rogan?
clothes. Those are my suits. I have a black suit. I got a barbarian
Dude,
blood
what happened to
color
his
suit.
face?
And what's the other one? Oh, and about weight the same. Probably your. Oh no, I don't want to bother you to have to go look for it. Oh, right here, you go up, ascending colon.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
That's a good feeling. I have something actually to fight for. Actually, that's my family. I have a principle to fight for.
They all say he's all
and,
bad.
oh, well, what a train. You thought about my game.
I was arrested for threat. Yeah, he got arrested too.
And so at their expense. They laugh. You should all make fun watching them.
Oh
make the
yeah,
videos
his
for
teeth are
us.
fucking blue right there.
And you don't have to hold a camera. You can hold the hand of somebody that you love, because what happens next to you, you're going to need to remember that feeling. You're going to need something more than what you did to give you something to fight for, because I have my family to fight for.
Yeah, why is this yo, what did he fucking
and
eat?
you're a black belt.
What the fuck?
But you've never come across
his teeth are like greenish blue.
Willing to die, hoping that you'll choke me out.
Like,
I pray to God, because that's what you become through. It feels good. And then the limbs, I'm fighting for my family. So limb. Go ahead. But then you have to contend with something else. And I weigh 177 pounds. An actual savage. And so at first you're like, fuck that guy. And right?
Fuck that guy.
All of a sudden he did get your attention, which I already did before this. You're saying, right, I'm going to choke that motherfucker, that piece of fucking shit, I'm going to choke him.
What is he on?
That's what warriors do. You and Andrew Tate are good warriors.
Okay?
But you're actually better than that. Real tension we have. Comedy that you do is good and true. We have real tension. But what I see in you is comedy is good and true. Touch points. Oh, people laugh if we don't make fun of them at their expense. They laugh. You should all make fun of me. You should all make fun of me at my expense. Trust me, that it still works, and then you should get paid for it.
I mean,
and
yeah, people made fun of you when it came
go.
out that that you were actually
we're leaving. We're going to
using fucking steroids, and people were laughing.
The real G said it. Oh, it's my speech. Justin Fitz.
What is he talking about? But yeah, as you can see, he is on some shit. Oh, I think Alex Jones. Yeah.
All right, I've got a breaking exclusive for you.
Yeah, Alex Jones brought it.
Our sources, the Austin Police Department, as we speak, is on their way to a hotel in downtown Austin to arrest the Liver King, because he's been making a lot of bizarre, cryptic threats to Joe Rogan, and that he's going to come to town and fight him, and now he's there and has posted videos that are very, very direct threats. And so I am told that he's going to be arrested for terroristic threats, and that just shows how crazy society's going. In the videos, he looks extremely deranged with dilated pupils, and so we hope the Liver King gets better.
I think it came out. I'm pretty sure those dilated pupils are his actual pupils. I think he fucked them up. He fucked himself so much with so much drug use that that's his pupils now. Right, I'm pretty sure that's just his pupils. Because I've seen multiple photos or videos of him with the same pupils, so it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he fucked himself there.
The police department, who also did a great job.
So what happens is, if you do heavy drug use, you could fuck up how you make your pupils look, because you're so high all the time. And then your pupils stay in that position for so long, and it just stays like that, right?
You hear about where Joe's being threatened. There's 10 other cases.
It's the same way with making certain faces, right? If you keep that face long enough, your face will stay that way.
Central with Trump,
right? Because your muscles.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They really broke the ceasefire. This is getting wild. So join us today, 11 a.m. The live feeds at Real Hawk Shows right here on X, Infowars.com/show.
Well, there you have it.
Okay, real quick, P.S. What I'm hoping is that you, Joe Rogan, are thinking, I'm going to choke that motherfucker out, lights out, I'm going to choke him out. And I kind of hope that...
That's how I'm going to choke him out. All right, I'll leave this one in the... Because this basically reveals all the information you need to know right here. Anyways. And then we'll see what Mr. Moon's got here.
Stories, people sold their souls to the devil for power, knowledge, or eternal youth.
Oh
but
no!
today, people like the Liver King
The
are making
eternal
the same
youth
bargain.
by taking
The price keeps on
steroids
getting
and
higher.
being on
Call it a
this
modern-day Faustian
mystical,
bargain where temporary attention can cost you
carnivore
everything.
diet.
And the Liver King is the next infamous
Well, at least his
influencer
way of
to have
it.
completely lost his mind, being arrested in Austin, Texas for terroristic threats to Joe Rogan.
Record anything and everything. Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to make videos. You've never come across
Yeah,
something like this. Willing to die, hoping that you'll choke me out. I pray to God because that's a dream come true. It feels good.
Now, if you saw this man on the streets today, you'd probably walk across to the other side of the road and avoid eye contact at all costs. Liver King now looks like just an insane homeless guy. In just the last few years, he's aged
It looks like an
terribly.
insane
His family
homeless
seems to have completely
hobo,
disappeared.
right?
He has no relevance anymore. His audience hates him, and nobody wants anything
Yeah, I mean
to
that's
do
what
with
happens
him.
when
His
you
mugshot is the last
just
thing that even
right
gave
when you
him fame
grow
in
a
the first
beard and you
place.
make it all
And he's allegedly
straggly,
found
right?
himself with a
And you
hard
don't
drug
clean
addiction,
it,
scars
make
on his
it
face,
straight,
and even jail
or you
time.
don't shave.
Eventually leaving the jail
you just
and
look
taking
like a
out all
hobo.
of his anger on his own dog. In the videos of him getting arrested, people in the comments were calling him out as the Liver
Oh, did
Failure
he just
King,
kick his
or
dog
Liver
right
King
there?
looks
That
like
was
Dave
fucked up.
Portnoy if he did meth reviews. But how could this guy have fallen so much in just a few years? He was reportedly
his
worth
dog
over
crawl- or
$100
bear
million at
crawling.
one point.
That's
And
actually
when
a
you
good
looked at him
exercise,
back in
bear crawls.
2022, he was one of the biggest fitness and wellness guys out there. And if he didn't completely lose his mind, might have actually had a chance on Joe's podcast. And now all he's left with is posting video after video challenging Joe Rogan to a fight, and eventually even going to Austin to find this. Whether to
He should
actually have
bear
a fight
crawl
or
with
just to get his
weights.
15 minutes of fame once again.
Just pulling up to the capital of Texas. Guess what? You're dead, bitch. You're dead. We'll book into it with love, but we'll make a mosh pit in the middle. We'll tear each other apart.
Tear
That's
each
what
other
I've been
apart.
waiting to get here. Now we're here.
He declared on Instagram this, saying all of this stuff to a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who had no interest in talking to this weird guy who just seemed annoying and
Joe
ultimately
Rogan
mentally
had
ill.
yeah
It got so
yeah the
bad
dude
that
is
detectives
messing
had to
with.
contact Joe,
What?
who mentioned he found these posts to be threatening, eventually resulting in the
Well,
arrest
yeah,
warrant we now see with the
because
Liver
of all
King.
this
And a
shit he
video
was
posted to his
saying.
Instagram captured the final moments before
He also
his arrest,
started coming
showing
to
him pacing in a
Austin, so
hotel
it was
room
like it
discussing
was
potential
extra
jail time
weird.
and the fight.
I only have a couple of minutes before I'm being detained in the greatest state in the world. Greatest state. Welcome to Texas, Joe Rogan. That's how friendly we are.
Where he's then eventually handcuffed and escorted to a police vehicle. And he did get some 15 minutes of fame from his mugshot, but at the cost of everything. And it's kind of a funny story when you see the Liver King's background and what actually made him famous to begin
Yeah,
with.
I just
Especially with his
it
weird
never
police
yeah,
fit and 15 minutes of
God, we have to get a picture of this fucking
fame from his
mugshot.
mugshot.
Fucking Liver King's mugshot, like round 2, in a way. Like why? Why would you do this? All right.
But at the cost of everything. And it's kind of a funny story when you see the Liver King's background and what actually made him famous to begin with, especially with his weird personality and obvious lies. But beneath the surface is a much more alarming story that we're now all witnessing. And maybe Liver King is yet another product of the Fame Industrial Complex. Let me
Fame
explain.
Industrial
His real name is
Complex,
Brian
right?
Johnson, and he was once just
I
a
mean, that's
muscular,
one way to
wealthy
put it,
guy
yeah.
living in Texas with a supplement business and a passion for ancestral living. He saw the rise of
Industry.
influencers
Well, I
going
mean, he's not an
around,
industry
especially with
plant,
people like
obviously,
Joe
but-
Rogan
Yeah.
promoting masculinity and living
He got
in a more
his
healthy,
fame off
masculine
people,
way.
that's for sure.
And with this, he saw how much money these guys were making. If you had the fame,
Right,
you had the
posting on
ultimate marketing
Instagram
tool.
a lot,
You
right?
could
He's
become
an
insanely rich and
influencer in a way.
well-known just by creating
posted
a
on a lot of
perfect
social
alter ego.
medias.
So he rebranded himself as the Liver King, and that was when his life would change forever. He began doing crazy stuff to get attention, like eating raw organs on camera, liver, testicles, bone marrow. All while preaching a return to primal values, something that he knew would tap into Joe Rogan's audience base, because his message was simple and extreme. Modern life is killing men, which is true, and to reclaim your strength, your masculinity, and your vitality, you had to reject comfort. And this perfect blend of truthful messaging, along with his carnivore diet and ripped body, made him an absolute character and a magnet for attention all at once. His TikTok and Instagram completely blew up, and suddenly he was just everywhere. Out of nowhere, he was going on podcasts, doing pull-ups with chains, taking bites out of raw animal organs, and of course selling his supplements.
He was eating testicles and
All
liver.
throughout this, he claimed he was natural. He knew that if he said he was natural, then people would really believe in what he was saying. That if he could be that strong, just by eating liver and doing these weird workouts, it would make it that much easier to sell his supplements.
I mean,
Not
those
only did this
workouts
help him sell
aren't too
supplements, but it
weird.
gave
I
him
mean,
credibility with young men searching for meaning. And it all worked spectacularly.
They're very
His business
specific
reportedly
muscle
made
groups,
over
but
$100 million
you don't
in
need-
a single year.
You don't need to
And it's
put
weird
on
because
that
when you look at his story,
heavy,
he didn't
right.
actually seem that deranged. More so, he was just following the predictable pattern of getting famous online. Because to make it as a viral star online oftentimes means you have to put on a performance. You have to be extreme, you have to be exaggerated, and develop an alter ego that swallows up your entire identity. But when the line's not clear between your own identity and the alter ego you're putting on, the lines to madness start to blur. And oftentimes when the character outgrows the human, people burn out, they either take a huge break, or they lose all sense of what's actually...
I mean, I think when influencers make a personality like Dr. Disrespect, I mean, that becomes you for so long on the camera. Like, it then bleeds into your real life, and then that then sometimes messes with your real life. So, I mean, that's how people do it sometimes on influencers. Even musicians do that shit, right?
real
So it's
inside
like,
of them. We've seen this so many
that's
times
just
before.
how
We actually
people
just
are.
made a video on this
Tortured
exact
artists.
topic a week ago, where we can clearly see each way fame destroys your life. And almost all the time, these crazy people
Or
you see like Britney
painters.
Spears or Michael Jackson were never insane to begin with.
Yeah, they
but
were.
the fame machine
But
forces
then,
you into
Britney
this, where you're
Spears went
always
insane
pushing the
because of
limits
the
to inhuman
paparazzi,
levels
right?
that it completely erodes your own identity. Whether through your alter
And
ego
then-
mentally, or in Liver King's case physically.
I guess in Michael
His body was
Jackson's case,
bursting with
people
human
were
growth
like
hormones. Yet he continued to
very
say it was just from
intrusive,
ancestral
right?
living. But it worked. He became a multi-millionaire,
nosy,
he was famous,
and
lecturing
just
the public on
labeling
discipline,
him
family, and
certain
self-mastery,
things, right?
and on a very predictable trajectory to sitting down next to Joe Rogan on a podcast. He'd gained everything he'd always dreamed of, but still he was never getting the podcast invite, which was weird because Liver King had been on all of Joe's friends' podcasts. He was swallowing up Joe's audience, and so he knew that Joe would have had to have seen his content at some point. So why wasn't he getting in contact? Joe never seemed to want to talk
the
to
whole
him.
thing
It
was
was
so
even rumored
strange.
during this time
Just
that
out of
Liver King
nowhere.
had actually gone to a UFC event and tried to buy his way into accessing Joe, all to convince him to do a podcast together. However, apparently Joe was
is that
appalled
what
by
he did?
this,
Oh,
and he
was
clearly
that
knew
at
something was
a-
off about this guy.
Was that what
He even
happened?
later called him mentally ill. But while the Liver King
Oh, that's
pretended
weird.
not to care what
Yeah, why
Rogan
did he do
thought,
that?
this was destroying his identity and core from the inside. It was validating all of his insecurities. I mean, he'd built this entire persona as the kind of primal alpha male Rogan's audience might admire, which meant his whole purpose in life hinged on Rogan's validation, as ridiculous as that sounds. And every day, the hole within him, the one that had swallowed up all of his own identity, needed to be filled with attention, validation, and recognition that would never be satiated. It became clear that for the Liver King, the modern Faustian bargain was real, trading his dignity and individuality for fleeting moments of relevance, and yet it never delivered what he actually wanted. It only offered temporary attention that demands an ever higher price, but he would keep on going, pushing himself and others to the limit to see how far he could truly go. But being noticed mattered more than being respected, when going viral could feel worth more than any cost, no matter the sacrifice. So he continued pushing things to more and more extreme lengths. He kept pushing Joe for a podcast.
Joe Rogan, bro.
Oh, so he was constant. How long has he been doing this for? Like a month?
If I could just
It has to
formally
be
get
short.
an
It's only been
invitation
like what, a
onto
week?
Joe Rogan podcast, and I'll release myself of leaving tomorrow, but
He kept pushing his body until it was all swollen up to inhuman proportions, and he would continue to lie over and over again, until eventually everything burst, and the lies and lengths he'd gone to for virality were exposed to the entire world.
Yeah,
Suddenly
May
it was
18,
everywhere
2020.
online that this guy was a complete fraud, and
So
had
he's been
deceived
at this
everyone
for
just
a
to be
while.
noticed and to gain millions of dollars. Private messages leaked where
In
he was
terms
shown
of,
to be
trying
spending
to get
over
on-
$11,000
talk to
a
Rogan.
month on steroids and human growth hormones. It was clear his entire brand and identity was a complete lie. He was exposed, publicly humiliated, and even forced to admit the truth. And of all the people, Joe Rogan would completely shit on him for this, with Derek from More Plates, More Dates, the guy at the top of the fitness industry.
There's no way you can look like that in your 40s. I mean, he's preposterously jacked. Now that we know that he's full of shit, we're talking about the Liver King, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. It's the guy who calls himself the Liver King, and he's this guy who walks around everywhere with no shirt on. I've seen him in Vegas with no shirt on, big bushy beard, super jacked. And he was telling people that the way he gets that way is by sunning his balls. He literally lays down with his asshole staring at the sun and eats raw liver and just lifts like a maniac. Please show me some preposterous Liver King physiology. He comes clean on steroids. I fucked up.
This was devastating for him. It was almost just death. He'd paid a huge price for this fame, all for it to be taken away in just a moment. His audience turned on him. He lost every bit of virality he once had. Nobody cared or looked at him anymore. Nobody even wanted to be associated with this man. He just looked like a desperate nobody selling everything for 15 minutes of fame. And because he built a persona so extreme and so performative, it devoured the real person underneath. There was nothing left. But the Liver King tried to rebrand. He would just keep on posting, keep working out, and keep on selling supplements. But every time the views were lower and lower. He was now just a nobody and the internet had moved
lower
on.
And
it was
lower
in this time
views.
that his appearance began to change too. He just
because
looked so much older, more weathered, more depressed and more manic.
Everyone liked
Rumors
him because of his
quieter lifestyle circulated. Until
lifestyle.
just nobody even cared about this guy. He was just a weirdo.
Oh,
And even his family, who was once a part of this content machine, had now just completely disappeared from the spotlight. He wouldn't do any more podcasts.
Right when he got called out, it was like, yeah, it's all
and he faded from cultural relevance, which to someone so desperate for fame is basically death. By 2024, he was rarely ever mentioned outside of what happened to videos online. It's clear that around this time, he was likely beginning his downward spiral into whatever we just saw with him pacing in a hotel room, live streaming a meltdown, and having his mugshot put up everywhere, with his hero calling the police on him. But maybe Liver King isn't just another clout chaser gone mad, but a product of the fame industrial complex. So next time you see someone chasing internet fame, maybe remember that behind the content
you could say
is an
Ezra
actual
Miller
real
is a
person
part of that
making real
fame
choices
industrial
about their life.
complex, dude.
And
I don't
think
know
about
why
the
he's
huge
so
sacrifice
fucking,
that's actually
why
going
everybody
into
still likes
this.
him,
I
even
mean, the
though he's a
spotlight is
fucking
seductive,
jackass.
but it's worth asking yourself,
Criminal.
what is the real price of
Right.
admission?
Same with Amber Heard. People still love Amber Heard. She's practically a. Oh yeah, look at this dumbass. Yeah, I mean he's practically a terrorist propagandist, and everybody loves him, right? People love eating his pussy. All right, there you have it. Moon and the Liver King. If you want to watch any of this, yeah, there you have it. If you like the content, please give a like and subscribe. Much appreciated, and leave any comments below. Have a good one.